Good evening everyone and welcome to another tournament stream. Today I will be streaming group 9, I will be streaming APA to be exact. And we're just gonna have fun with it. Like before, it is only a qualifier, there will be no rewards. There's a 3-minute delay on the stream to avoid stream sniping. And because it's only the second day of the qualifiers and it is still strongest versus weakest, I would not expect super serious competition today either. So let's just have a quick look at our group. We are in the second stage now. We are at group 9, which is Evo, QF, APA and UAS1. So statistically speaking, APA should not have any trouble with the group that they're in. But the matches should still be funny and we're just going to enjoy them. And just basically like, there's so much riding on, not today, but on tomorrow. I'm just like really hoping that they will update the site quickly after tomorrow. Because I have a feeling that can take a while, so we might be watching some replays then. But for tonight, the matches should follow each other quite quickly. I'm not going to wait for everyone else to finish their games. I'm just going to, basically once our group is over, I will end the stream as well. But yeah, just waiting for the room to drop below 3 minutes so that we can actually go in it. Because I don't want people to see each other's lineup. So yeah, not much to say at this moment. So yeah. Basically, there's been quite some upset. The thing is that on one side it is really fun that the top 8 is not safe yet. Like anything can still happen and they have to perform at like super high levels in order to make it. But at the same time, it's very stressful that way, both for the teams and for the basically for me as streamer as well, to be honest. Because I'm always rooting for teams, and even if there's like 10 teams, I can root for all of them and still hope they all reach the top 8, even though I know that's technically not possible because there's just too many of them. But the fact that EG is currently standing at place 10, I mean, a top 8 without EG just doesn't seem right, does it? So yeah, let's just focus on the games for now. Evo has 5 people, that means we should at least get a match. That's the first. Well, not a first. It's the second day, so they should be there, honestly, but still. APA ready with 7, taking an AMX-50B, a Leo, a Sheridan, a Death Star, and 3 Type 71s. Versus 2 Kraanwagens, an E4, an IS-7, and a Super Conqueror. Now, the thing is, the lineup that you see from APA is not exactly, like, competitive. Because of the fact that, basically, a Death Star, you don't see that all that much. And you tend to not really see Leos much either. On specific maps, but not necessarily for Despair. The thing is, though, they have an advantage when it comes to just, like, the amount of guns that they've got here. The stats versus each other is massively different. So then you can just basically drive whatever you want. And you can still expect a proper result. So basically, do not expect super serious gameplay. It should just be fun. And fun is what we'll have. Just over a minute left to go before we go into the first match of this best of 3. And then we have a bit of waiting time. I've got some lovely replays to show off for you. And after that we'll get the upper bracket, and then after the lower finals and the grand finals. Depending on if the other teams are actually there as well, because that's also like a thing. That being said though, with it being day 2, there's actually a chance that we'll get all the matches today. So there's, woo! That would be good. Oh dear. John just sat in the chat that Biscuit, one of his cats, caught a worm. 20 seconds left to go. Topor has arrived. Needs to pick a tier 10 tank. He has 12 seconds left to do so. I'm not sure he's going to make the first match. But let's see. Miracles can happen. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, he did it! Just in time. And it is 7 versus 6. Instant advantage for Appa here. Even if we disregard all the statistical thing and everything, having a gun advantage from the start is always nice. So let's see. Appa focusing on the A and B side, whereas we've got Evo heading towards base C. All of them sticking together, which to be fair makes sense. We have that name though. Aimbot losing quite a lot of HP there. Base A and B are now being kept. Daze is moving in. Get shot at. But it's actually the Death Star that loses some HP. Daze in a tricky position now, is about to get 60p'd. And there he goes. E4 is nearly gone though. Appa basically taking positions to get shots in. E4 is gone. Sheridan is driving around. And now Appa is pushing at the back. And they're sort of like pincering, focusing on Cot here. And blocking Slon while they're at it. Because why not? And he still has a shot, and there goes Slon as well. Daze moving in. Elmiri in a very juicy Leo. Wanted to get shots in without getting shot by the Super Conqueror. He does get shot. Elmiri takes the kill. Object 3 wants help. Remy gets shot at, but not necessarily focused. They're focusing on both things here. There goes the Kran. And the Super Conqueror is not going to be far behind. And there he goes. The first game is for Appa. What a surprise. I'm sure no one saw that coming. And let's see. Just a slight difference of damage between the two teams here. To be fair, you have to feel bad for Evo here. Like, knowing that you're a gun down and you're already so far behind statistically, you have to give them kudos for trying. Because yesterday we actually saw a team that was like, yeah, we're not even gonna try. We're just gonna hang out on the beach on Normandy. So, in that way, kudos to Evo. So we now see a Kranwagen, a 5A, a Batchat, a Jaeger, a 60p, and potentially Remy again in the Super Conqueror unless he changes his tank. And on Appa's side we see a Yo, 4 Type 71s, an E3 and a Death Star. They're leaving the Sheridan and the Leo behind. Going for armor over speed. Remy still has to ready up though. I always wonder with teams like this if they're on voice together or not. Because voice does generally help a lot. At the same time though, they weren't talking in the chat, so that makes me believe that they are actually on voice. Let's see. 20 seconds left to go. And then we'll see what happens. This is always like just waiting. Remy is still not readied up, so it might be a 7 versus 5 this time. 3, 2, 1. And he readies up. What is it with the split second stuff, honestly? And let's have a look. Oh, we do have a Batchat, so that's the speed of Appa here. Of course, Batchat is such a cute little thing. Let's see. Now we have Evo going to the other side entirely. Focusing on the B side. Elmiri might be in trouble. But he's probably going to spot people. He does get spotted himself as well. Decides he doesn't want to be there. 121B has been spotted as well. Aimbot going into base B. APA basically just sort of like splitting up. Being very forwards here. Seeing where everyone is. Got being taken out quite quickly there. There he goes already. Can't even fly over in time. Remy, not looking too healthy. Aimbot has lost quite a bit of HP as well. And now we have Elmiri arriving to finish up Remy. And they're going for the 5A next. That's going to be... There he goes. Elmiri's almost reloaded. Slon has taken out. Kim is almost gone. Elmiri does take a hit. And then the Death Star yeets the 60 DP. And the game is for APA again. So that's basically the... The match is up and over, the matchup. APA through. And let's see when our next match is. Let's see. At 32. So we've got like 25 minutes. Those were some very quick matches, but honestly did not expect all that different there. Let's start with this one. I'm kind of curious how that's gone. If my laptop actually lets me. I always have to be patient with my laptop here. It's a lovely little thing, but you just have to be kind to it. LT is one of those tanks, when it first came out, I drove it a lot. But I actually like tanks with more gun depression more, so now I tend to just not drive it that much. I know it's a great tank. E100's turning around to face him. And then he's like, let's not be here. He does hit him again, so he will be spotted another 20 seconds. I think you missed some letters there. Or at least switch letters. I think you meant scared, not sacred. I think he's going to try and get behind the E100 again. To be a pain. He's not doing too great on the damage part, but he is like getting him spotted repeatedly. And tracked. So now he should be out of repair kits. And again. see. This is basically farming the C100. This poor guy has not done any damage yet, I believe. Now he has 45 damage, 60 damage. There we go. Oh, he is looking at him. Nice little tracking shot. Now he's just steadily farming the damage. Oof. That's gonna hurt. Or not. Never mind. So we know one of them is in the corner. We know the grill is not in the corner but a bit more forwards. Danny is maneuvering around the corpses. There goes the grill and there's the crun. There's the bounce. It's always nice if you control with the light, because it can work out really nicely. And he does not get the kill there. Beautiful. Also, like, the round robins will have rewards. Qualifiers will not. Lovely little game there. $4.7k. Started very slowly but ended quite strongly. Just saying in the chat, there's no rewards. But yeah, that's a lovely little teamwork as well. Let's see, what else have I got for you? Just patiently opening another replay. IS-4 is one of those tanks I don't drive it that much. I know it's a great tank, but it's just other tanks I like better. But it's the same for a lot of tanks, to be fair. They're not quite agreeing on where to go. Everyone going everywhere. Which doesn't necessarily have to be a problem, by the way. But it kind of depends on what your enemy team does. Because if your whole enemy team is playing as a team and sticking together, and your whole team is not, then you're at a big disadvantage here. Oof, that bounce. And he does eat one in turn. I'm not sure what the Object 84 is doing. Nope, that's not gonna work. That does. Object pulled back. Now they're blocking each other. little bit of damage done, but not much. Vic is wreaking havoc with the TDs. Especially since they also have TDs. One of them is in the buildings, but not both of them. Let's see, pre-aiming the turret. It's always like slow turning. There we go. Saving the TDs. Spamming the chat in symbols. I cannot read Cyrillic. Nice. It's 5v4. There's a Death Star in the middle. 4v4. Let's see. He's in a bit of a tricky position. I was just gonna say, don't know where the object is, but there he is. That's good though, because then you know that your whole right flank should be... There you go, E1. Should be safe. The TDs are... There you go. Are shooting him now. Now the objects are looking at each other. Shots fired. Death Star arriving. Object is gone. Death Star is gone. He does need that little bit of support. That hurt. Oof. There we go. Guns are slowly being taken out. The 268 at the back there is being quite effective. He just needs to keep him alive for a little bit longer. And now his driver is dead, which is not a good thing. Ooh, that bounce! That bounce! Oh my god, that's so lucky, not gonna lie. Thing is, they do not have to make the move, because they have by far the point advantage here. Gambria, we're watching Group 9 today. Let's see. Oh, that was needed. Now it's just the type. And they can do this. We don't know where he is at. And they need to grab base B while they're at it. If they can. Also, just to reiterate, there are no rewards for watching this stream. It is still a qualifier. Qualifiers do not give rewards. The round robins that will follow after, they will give rewards. But not this one. Thing is, we don't know where the type went. And that's a bit of a thing. Oh, there he is. Oof, nice shot by the object there. Slow game. But based on caps, they should have this. Oof, a little bit too impatient with the shot there. See, now they're catching on. All they need to do is survive. I wouldn't risk it. Nice, well done. Good teamwork there. Also, do not troll people in the chat. Like saying they missed a giveaway or whatever. It's not like that. There haven't been a giveaway. And basically, don't give out false information like that. My mods have full permission to mute you if you do that. And I don't mean like temporarily. I mean like forever. Cheeky little game there. I want to look at the objects. There we go. Oof. Well, he was a good teammate here, definitely. And let's see, I can show at least one more. What have I got for you? I've got another Sheridan replay. I'm gonna show you that. If it loads in, because that would generally help. There we go. Oh, I do love that avatar. That's one reason why I'm like, I need to play game modes for the avatars that you can get the cumulative ones. At the same time though, I do not like most fun modes. I like Uprising and I like boss mode, but that's about where it ends. And at the same time, wow, that is rude, like straight from the start, GG. Honestly. But at the same time, I don't play all that much. So when a match takes like 9 or 15 minutes, depending on what game mode you're in. Actually, no, I think it's 10 minutes for boss mode. No, I'm actually sure, but long at least. But yeah, I won't play that many matches. So every time the game mode comes, I will get maybe 10 to 15 games in there or something, and that would be it. So I mean now, driving around here. Being a bit pushy, quite literally here. He does eat a shot for that. And another one, but he does a bit more damage in turn. It's nice capping the base, which is always a good thing. Because that does help add pressure. AMX now on his long reload. Denied. Giant hit there. AMX is almost reloaded now. There we go. It's always fun to get behind the TD. Let's see, E50M is potentially a one-shot here. Just don't know where the third one is. And now it's definitely a one-shot. Oh dear, can't really pen that. I'd be way too impatient for this. I'd already be moving because I don't want to stay behind. I want to get the damage and farm and all. That's my main weakness in this game, to be honest. Way too impatient. Let's see. He's now just being in the way, which is always a good thing. Nice, a one shot. Nice. And now it's just the Emil somewhere. There he is. Casual 4.5k damage game so far. To be fair, Emil 2 is one of those tanks that I know it can perform quite nicely, but I'm not exactly afraid of it. That was an HE derp. Oof. Oh, nice one. And the IS-4 went AFK, so got destroyed there. $5.5k damage, lovely little farming game. And let's see. Room invite should come in just about a minute, so that's actually perfect. I think there's like 40 groups today, so I'm not actually going to look at everything. But Pink doing well. And I got actually a message about a clan that qualified for today, even though they lost both matches yesterday, so I'm kind of curious about that. And I'm kind of hoping to find them. There's our group. Room invite should be up in not too long, so we'll just wait for that. Most of the thing, like with this, with the second day, as they don't exactly have to be afraid of. Basically, the groups that we see, the teams that will make it through, because it is still strongest versus weakest, so it should be easy for them. And of course, this is like a big giant group. Even though that should be all different groups. And I have no idea what that's like. That definitely looks like a bug. Oh god. I wish I could just like... I don't know what group they're in though. Oh, there we are. So basically... Yeah, that is weird though. Look at that. They lost both matches yesterday. And somehow they made it to today. And then they didn't show up, I think. This is weird. This is really, really weird. No, wait, it is the 7th. No, it's 6th. But they still lost both games then. Their group, basically, they must have been like AFKs in that. No, that wouldn't make sense because that would show up. That's so weird. Okay, group 17. I'll look into that later on. Very curious how that went. Might be a glitch in the system, I don't know. Wow. Flavius just assumed that I was a young dude. And apparently he wanted to simp for a young dude. And now he's like all shocked that I'm not actually a dude. I'm not sure whether to be insulted or laugh at it. Yeah, he said basically when you're like this, you can happily F off my channel. Just no. Not having that. Anyhow, 2.5 minutes left to go. We have a full team against APA this time. And it is QF versus APA. And QF is ready for million rooms with 2 E100s, 2 IS-7s and 2 Type 71s and a Sheridan. See, the thing is that I'm not particularly keen on yeeting people from my channel. At the same time, if that's the way you behave, then I'm happy to not have you have any part of it. And that also means that you can't enter future giveaways and all of that. I'm happy with that. So yeah. Anyway, on Appa's side we see 2 E6s, 4 Type 71s, and an LT. Honestly, E6 is such a lovely tank. I'm not sure it's a tour tank, but like I said, in this stage I wouldn't be too worried about that. But like, it's such a lovely tank. It's basically the E5 before they took away the cupola, and the cupola is such a troll piece of armor. Like, definitely it doesn't always work well, but if you wiggle your head along with your tank, then that cupola can bounce so much, and it's awesome. Sorry, I took a sip and then I nearly choked in it. Anyway, 43 seconds left before we go into the first game of these upper bracket finals. And we'll see what happens. I do kind of expect another walkover of sorts. "20 seconds left to go." And this basically with the E6 tank and all. It's one of those tanks, I haven't driven it enough. At least I need to drive it more, let's say. There's still other tanks in Tier 10 that I tend to drive more. Or just to avoid Tier 10 altogether because I'm not looking to die hard. But honestly, I should give it more of a chance because it's such a lovely thing. And let's see. Here we go. Appa sending Kitsune towards base C, where the Sheridan will be appearing as well. They do spot each other, they don't shoot each other. And Sapphire is actually what it says, but decides to not want to be there and heads back off again. Appa pushing forwards in the middle, not going into base B, but landing their first shots there. Going after Oksotnik. No idea how you pronounce the X in that language though, to be honest. I should look at that. Shots are being fired. Farming has commenced. Oksotnik wants to get out of there. He's almost dead. Very little HP left. And now we have QF going into the middle. T-Bow, not looking too healthy either. Gets tracked there. And gets taken out as well. We have the... Ooh, there we go. Aimbot going after the E100 together with Elmiri. The rest of Appa fast arriving. Sapphire misses his shot there. There goes Reslight. Oh my god. They got one. Nicholas Teslo is being murdered steadily. Now we have Popolzen being focused on, getting rammed into different directions and then farmed and then murdered. And there goes Minister Randoma, maybe. And now it's just Sapphire, who gets hacked to death by Yennefer. Brutal little quick battle. Basically when Appa pushed there. And they just had those IS-7s there. They could just basically murder them slowly but surely. One and a half minute left to go. Appa getting ready for the second match on main runes. With 2 E6s, 4 Type 71s, and an LT. And on the other side we see 4 Type 71s, 2 IS-7s, and a 6 CP. They're leaving the Sheridan behind this time. And to be fair, like, as I said, I'm not taking this all too seriously. The teams are probably not, well, Appa is probably not taking this all too seriously. And then I joke about they got one, but at the same time, you have to remember that that is still, as weird as it sounds, quite impressive. Because they are facing a top clan, a top team of a top clan. So even taking out one tank is a good thing. 28 seconds left to go. And then we will see the second match of this best of 3. And after that we'll have the lower bracket, or we should do. And then we will have the upper bracket again with the grand finals. And those matches will follow each other quite quickly. Like as soon as both teams are ready to do battle, the room invite will be up. That's one thing I actually do quite like. The no dead time in between matches. I'm not sure how that's going to be with the round robins and how many round robins we have per night when the round robins start. But I think it's 2 matches per day. I'm not sure if it's best of 5 or best of 7 or anything. I really need to read up on this sort of stuff, to be fair. Kitsune heading towards base C. And all of QF is heading there. He's going for the cap. No, he's not. He's going for the let's watch everyone cross over there. And then let's not be there anymore. They know where everyone is now. And Appa is taking positions to deal with that. But Paulson now. Oof. Focus fire is not quite there yet, but in this case it's basically just the crossing over stage. Daze takes a little bit of damage. Almiri's taking a little bit of damage. And now we have a cluster of tanks on this side. And we have Kitsune going around the back. Teslo is being hurt. Reslight gets taken out by the aimbot. I mean, at this stage, you can't expect me to take that name seriously, though. And now they're basically all hugging each other, losing HP. Mr. Randoma has been taken out. Big giant cluster F in the middle. Nicholas Teslo not looking too healthy either. Almiri hugs. No, that's... oh god. Stupid camera stuff. They got aimbot again. It just keeps being him that's being killed though. And now it's just Sapphire. Again, the last one left alive. Is set on fire. Drives away, but Kitsune takes him out. Lovely little game again by Appa. And that's the match up and over. And there's the room invite for the next one. QF versus UA. Honestly, what's up with the trolls in the chat tonight? I don't know what the deal is. But yeah. 1.5 minutes left about. Just slightly over, before we can actually go into the room and have a look at how these two teams are going to be facing off against each other and who gets to go up against Appa again. To be fair, like, I like streaming these qualifiers because they're so random and it's still funny to watch even though you know the result before the battle has even begun. So there is that. But the round robins are just something else. Then you've got like pro clan versus pro clan. And the competition is stronger than ever this time. So basically every battle counts. And that's gonna be amazing to watch. That should be so much fun. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. But yeah, I do need to look at how that all goes. I'm not sure that that's been announced yet. I'll have a look after the stream if I can figure out how that is all going to work. I will eventually be able to find words. I'm just basically struggling to speak. Oh god, my health is so shy right now. So concentrating and all of that is like asking a lot. So we have QF versus UA. And QF is taking 4 Type 71s, an i7, a Sherry and a VK90 for Yukon. And on the other side we see 1, 2, 3 Type 71s, 2 60Ps, a 1-1, and potentially a Concept 1B. They still have 2.5 minutes to decide if they actually do want to take that concept or something else. And then we'll see. As long as they're ready up before that the timer is up, it's all good, because then it's 7 versus 7. Let's see. Two minutes left, and it is indeed a concept that they're ready up in. Ooh, apparently there's a lot of trolls going on right now. In multiple places, so it's not just me. One and a half minute left to go. See, some of the things that are said every now and again, I really want to reply to. But also know the subject isn't like fit for all ages, so then I can't. Because then, basically, when you want to put down a troll, you don't necessarily have to be rude back to them. You can just point out their flaws, and that tends to piss them off. But yeah, let's just focus on the games. "37 seconds left to go." To be fair, this is always a bit of that time where there's nothing really happening yet. And you just have to wait for the match to begin. Because that's the thing, like, at the same time, on one part, it is useful to have 5 minutes for the first room. I do think that is a bit long here and there. Like, when you know that the match is going to come up straight after your last match up, then is 5 minutes really needed? Let's see. Into the game we go. is also one of those interesting maps because it got 4 bases. And it means that you could technically get like a tie in bases. But I always preferred this side to start from. Dracula heading towards base B, but QF seems to be going quite forwards here. Going to cap the base C just a bit sooner. And they are pushing in. I'm not sure if this is going to work out for them. The 1-to-1 is there though. And they are focusing on the 60 TP. Stealing the base right from under their noses. Losing some HP for it though. Razlight driving very forwards here. And now they're shooting Death Joint. Who shouldn't be surviving all that long anymore. There he goes. A little bit of fire definitely helps that. And now they've got 3 bases. But Tesla got set on fire as well. Is now also a one-shot. And we have Minister Randoma protecting him. Which so far is working. He does still get taken out from the other side though. Dracula has been taken out. Boogeyman is being focused on right now. Guns from every direction on him. Razlight gets taken out. Survived a lot longer than I thought he would, to be fair. And now we have Popolzen in the middle. And they have to. You always have to be careful when you're focus firing that you don't block your teammates' shots, because you still need to get them in. And you need them to be able to shoot too. MP being set upon by 3 on the other side. And now with the Sheridan arriving, bouncing his shot. Oxopnik has been taken out. V7 still alive, if barely, and they need to take him out. So of course they shoot Jordania. And there goes V7. MP has been taken out. It is 4 versus 2. But they are still relatively healthy. Sapphire not so much. Popolzen reverse side scraping tricked him into shooting the corpse rather than him. And there we go. No, it's just Jonathan that is currently face hugging a VK90 with a beautiful camo. He is trying to wriggle. Does bounce a little bit, but not much. Does get another hit in, but it's not going to be enough. He does bounce that though, but not that. And just as they hit 1k points as well with their 3 bases, QF takes the match. See, this is what I mean. It can still be fun even if it's not like super pro all the time. Because in this case, QF, the level of difference between these two is also noticeable. And it was a very cheeky tactic by QF there. 1.5 minutes left to go, just under, before we go into the second game. Let's see. $55 left to go. QF now already up in 3 Type 71s, potentially 4, 60 DP, a VK72 and a VK90. And on the other side we see 4 Type 71s. Nope. Yeah, 4 Type 71s, 5 now. A T62A and potentially a 60. No, it's a 1-to-1 after all. Now Jordania is going back to the concept 1B. They've got 20 seconds. Tesla has to ready up as well. And here we go with the countdown clock. T6 to A in the end. Going back and forth and back and forth. And we have an FT for Nicholas Tesla. And let's see. UA heading towards the base area with Jortenia getting sent alone towards base D. He's not actually going there, he's more going towards the middle, making sure that they're not going to be snuck upon like last time. B and C both being kept, D now as well, and QF is heading towards base A with quite a few tanks. This could be tricky. First shots have been fired. Jonathan the preferred target here. But now it is 4 versus 4 with the tanks. And they need to be careful not to overextend here. VK is losing quite a bit of HP. Jonathan is being shielded here. And they are pushing in. Jonathan escaping. But it cost him a lot of HP to build him down. So now they're focusing all their guns on MP53. Reslight being a bit forwards here. Goes after Jonathan, does take him out. 2 guns gone versus 1 gun gone. Reslight not looking too healthy. Does get another shot in. And their T-bow and Death Joint have been taken out. Reslight takes a hit. And QF is rotating around. Minister Randoma in potential trouble there. Big hits. Reslight still alive if barely. He does not get another shot in. They're trying to take a Dracula. Dracula sounds better. Oxopnik being whittled down. Gets taken out. It is 3 versus 3. And Dracula is very low on HP. He does get another shot in though. And let's not forget that UA has 3 bases. So as long as they survive and Chechnya decides to run rather than stick around, they should honestly win this. Because Ace of Spades is not going to survive this. But now they still have 3 bases. And he's just like, Chechnya is like, I'm not going to be here. So now, Bob Bolson is going to go to base C. The VK will head towards base B. And base A is being kept. HP wise, basically, if they keep base D, but he's being not careful enough here. Gets spotted. Has to be very careful. Has to play this ever so patiently. But base D is going to get kept as well. It's not working as a trap. He's going to lose. Because QF is taking all the bases here. VK arriving. He's now between a rock and a hard place. And there's just no way he can survive this. He takes another hit. All 4 bases now for QF. And even if he managed to ammo rack someone, it would not be enough. He does get another hit in. But there he goes. And the match is for QF. But what a game it was, though. Pretty cleverly played, overall. And well thought of by QF just to go for all the bases. Because even if he was running around, they had too much HP for him to deal with. And there we go. Next room is up. QF versus Appa again. Well played, though. I do like games like that. I suppose you have a point there, Pathfinder. You just had 5 minutes to use the toilet, smoke break, and etc. At the same time, though, I'm not sure you would be able to do that in peace. I mean, at least I know that when I'm streaming, I will never use the toilet. Unless I basically really need to, but that's why I go beforehand. Let's see, 1 minute left before we can go into the room for the grand finals of the second stage between Appa and QF. I think it's like in random battles, I think Chortenia would have won that. Because they probably wouldn't have the coordination to go for all the bases like that. So still very well played. That was well done. "18 seconds left before we can go into the room. Let's see. Like I said, this is like always the boring part. I'm just waiting. And there we go. QF already completely there. Appa completely there as well. And QF is now ready for their first game on Camp Stilla. Of course it's called Castilla, but because everyone camps there, it's Camp Stilla. And QF is taking 2 Type 71s, a Foch 260 piece, an IS-7 and a 268-4. That's an interesting lineup to be sure. And on the other side we see 3 Type 71s for definite and potentially another one plus 260 piece and an E6 if they're ready up with the tanks that they've got now. Let's see. There we go, the 4th one has readied up. I'm at this point like I usually have my hair loose if I'm cold. And I am cold, but at the same time, if I have it down then it's too warm, and if I have it up then it's too cold. It's basically, I can't win. Of course, this is just me random babbling because there's empty time. But still. 1.5 minutes left to go. Elmiri now in an LT. Kitsune potentially as well. And Uni hasn't quite decided yet what to drive. Let's see. There we go. Everyone else in spectator mode, but they only see one side. 1 minute left to go. I'm curious how the Foch and the 268-4 are going to perform, to be honest. And there we go, 2 LTs. And now it's just Uni that is running up in a VK72. God, what is it with me and choking on my own breath here? I'm always curious, like, no, let's rephrase that. When I stream tours, I tend to not talk about tactics, what they're going to do and everything. Because the thing is that if you're a pro team and you've coordinated together and basically you can your own voice together, you have your tactics together, regardless of what tanks you take, you can go everywhere. And that makes a big impact, basically. That makes it all nearly useless to try and predict where people are going. Because that's also the thing when you have a meta that is heavily dominated by one tank, which in this case is Type 71. Then it just makes it so much easier to go every way with them. So there is that. And let's see. The LTs going up the ledge. We have Object 3 heading towards the hill. And all of QF, except for Sapphire, going towards base A. One of the LTs is given up. Let's go on to a quad. That is an interesting push. I did not know they could get there. Paulsen waiting. Did they just shoot each other? Or attempt to? Base A is being kept. And they are focusing Res Light there. Day is losing quite a bit of HP there though. And Elmiri at the back there. Getting some juicy shots in. Slowly but surely farming. They're going after Res Light. That is the one Elmiri keeps focusing on. He's not going to be happy at this stage. And he can still shoot him. Forces arriving. Sapphire being pushed in the middle. Oof. VK landing some big hits there. And Res Light gets taken out first. Teslo not looking too healthy either. There goes the Teslo. Elmiri now driving in to help save the day. Day's not looking too healthy. Does get taken out. And we have Elmiri just farming here. There goes Sapphire. There goes Azotnik. And it's just an Object 268-4. And I-7 in the river here. Aimbot literally blocking his movements. Very well done. Does take a hit there. Bounces a bit, but he gets pretty much deleted. And just look at this. It's basically a field of slaughter there. Beautiful game. And look at Elmiri carrying there. That was a great position though. Cheeky, very cheeky, I approve. 1.5 minutes left to go before we see the second battle on Kamstilla. And we now see Jennifer taking a Kranwagen. Elmiri going back to the Sheridan. 3 Type 71s potentially. No, there you go. Kitsune going in the Type Fit. No, Sheridan. There you go, Sheridan it is. So 3 Type 71s, 2 Sheridans, a Kranwagen and potentially an IS-4 versus a T-57 Heavy, 3 Type 71s, a 6 CTP, another T-57 Heavy and a 268-4. And let's see how that's going to work out. And the thing is that QF had the general idea here. The thing is though, is that when you're up against a team like APA or any of the pro teams, then it's never as simple as finding 2 tanks alone. There's always people behind them. They're always in a position where you just can't quite reach them. And that's one of the beautiful things. And one of the things where I feel like you can learn a lot from watching tour games. Like, even if you do not like the commentary or anything, just mute them. But watch the games, because you can learn a lot from them. Like, with the positioning and the way that you can build your positions on each other and everything. Let's see. Oh, I do love that camo. It is pretty. Wargaming has done such a good job graphically this year. Like with the rank camos and everything. I'm still not looking to upgrade my ranks basically because I want Wargaming to have a sale because it's just too expensive. It shouldn't cost you stuff to rank up, to be fair. Maybe like an unlocking thing like with the free XP stuff, but on the same time, no, you should earn it, not pay for it. But yeah, that's my take on it. Sheridan's heading towards the, I'm going to guess, on top of the Citadel. Each taking their own route here. But none of QF is there. They're all heading in the BC area. And no one is there to spot them. Daze might find a few of them. There you go. And he's like, yeah, maybe I should not be there. Goes behind the building. Manages to stay up there. First shots have been fired. No HP damage has been done yet. Uni. Daze dropping down after all. Don't think that's quite what he meant to do. But at least he's safe in the ditch there. Can't get reached. And Appa is taking defensive positions. Raslight taking hit. Jennifer dropping down to go help Uni. Raslight now being focused on. Oh! Kitsune just rushing in there, yeeting him. And let's not forget that we now got Elmiri at the back to land cheeky shots. We have T-Bow losing quite a bit of HP. Does get taken out as well. And now Appa is just sort of like pushing in. Going for the brutal. They're sandwiching Minister Randoma, who gets taken out. Teslo not looking too healthy either. Gets taken out as well. Bob Bolson. Sapphire looks to be very much AFK. Having driven against the building there and just standing there. So Oslotnik gets taken out first. Bob Bolson gets focused on next. And we have Sapphire now being farmed. Last one alive. And there he goes. And the game is for Appa. Again, no real surprise there for anyone, I think. But well played by QF throughout the evening, though. They did good. It's not their fault they're up against a team like Appa. So that is, I believe, all the matches for tonight. Just going to have a quick look. Some teams are still battling it out. There you go, would help if I could type there. Yeah, there we go. So that is it for tonight. Tomorrow is going to be hella exciting because a lot is riding on that. Basically, the whole top 8 is not quite safe yet. Anything can still happen. It's all so close. The top 10 is basically really, really close together. So I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow. It should be definitely interesting. But that's it for me tonight. Thank you all for watching, and thank you Appa for the games as well, and of course QF and UA as well, because basically I like QF, the way that they played and what happened on Yukon and everything was interesting. So thank you for that as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Good night.